Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. It is Charles, aka the Plant Bender. And yes, I am back with a new video. I know it has been a while since you guys saw me. I know last time you guys saw me, I might have had the same outfit on. I think I said I was coming back. And then life definitely was lifing. A lot has happened, a lot has changed. I will eventually do a deep dive into everything that's been going on, but not in today's video. That is for a later video to come. Today, I just want to talk about some planty things, how things have been going, some of my favorite houseplants that have been showing out, but specifically, some smaller juvenile house plants that kind of are statement pieces. I live in an apartment, so although I do have some larger plants, I do like smaller plants that can grow, you know, maybe grow with me as I grow into more space, maybe move, all that fun stuff. So that is what we will be doing today. I think I have 5 plants below me that I want to show you guys, and then let's hop right in. The first plant I'm going to show you is a philodendron. I think we're going to start with this philodendron. And that is my Philodendron Dean McDowell. Now, he's a decent size, but compared to the size that these things get, he is just a baby. He is a little guy. I got him with, I'll show you the back of him. I got him with just these 2 little leaves here. He has put out 2 more leaves, plus has another one growing. He is absolutely stunning. I can't wait for him to mature. However, right now, I don't have the space for a mature specimen. But look at the juvenile form. I mean, tell me this is not stunning. Tell me these leaves, like, I mean, and he's a decent size. Like, this is my head. So he's not exactly teeny tiny, but he's definitely small. He did not break the budget. I think when I got him, I might have spent like maybe $29 on him. I think he was around like he was either like $29 or like $27 when I got him. So not bad at all. Gorgeous plant, has sized up drastically already. Great for apartment living. He literally lives on my floor under like a grow light that's probably maybe 5 feet away from him, just hanging up, and he is doing great. Of course, he is a crawler, so got him in this little trough thing. He is starting to root in the soil if I would stop messing with him. But yes, this guy, Philodendron Dean McDowell, cannot wait for him to mature. Super low maintenance plant. I just kind of water him when he dries out. He lets me know when he's dried out. These start drooping. And he's just super easy, super carefree, not really prone to pests, knock on wood, that I've experienced. I did have a huge thrip outbreak, and he was literally in the center of all these plants that had thrips. He was perfectly fine. Nothing on him. I don't know why. I'm just gonna take that as a blessing there. But yes, that is the Philodendron Dean McDowell. Look at that thing. Stunning. Great apartment plant, I think. Coming up next, let's jump to a Syngonium. This is one of my favorite Syngoniums, and it is the Syngonium Mojito. Now, if you followed my page for a while, I used to have one of these maybe a year or 2 ago at the very hype of the whole plant, you know, everything, and it died. He got root rot, something happened, I don't know. This is a remaining cutting that I had that was literally just little guy. He probably came up like this tape, and now look at him. He is bouncing back, but look at these leaves. Look how stunning these are. I do have him on a moss pole. As you can see, he is really rooting in here. He has like a giant root back here, rooting in here, and he is stunning. He is sizing up. There's gnats everywhere, of course. He is sizing up really nicely, has a new leaf coming. I think even when I originally bought this guy, I think I might have spent $10 on him, if that. Not super expensive. Great for an apartment, I think. Really easy to train. You can get them on a moss pole and they just kind of go up. They don't take a lot of space, which is nice. Super easy to propagate. Like, you chop these things, put them in the water, they get roots. They're taking off. He lives back there under that long light that's kind of purple right now. He just chills back there, living his best life. Love him in this apartment. Super easy to care for. I literally just like keep this cocoa core wet and he is thriving. Like, love syngoniums. I know a lot of people are iffy about them, but I mean, come on. You get gorgeous plants where you don't always have to break the bank for them. Like, look at that. Look at that leaf. Come on now. Stunning. So that is the Syngonium mojito. This guy, great for apartments. Doesn't take up a lot of, you know, space. He's not just kind of there. But when people see him, they're always asking questions. Which leads me to, I think they're like, you know, brother and sister here. And that is the Syngonium Albo. I mean, come on. Look at this. Look at these leaves. He is on this moss pole that I do not love. This dries out in like a day, I swear. He's kind of trying to root in, but it's just so hard for me to keep this moss pole wet. I know I need to take it out and put a different moss pole in here. I just simply don't want to. So if anybody has any ideas of what I can do to keep this wet, obviously, Syngonium doesn't need a moss pole. I'm just using it to, of course, have him grow up with. Again, like the mojito, doesn't take up a lot of space. They literally live next to each other back there, just side by side, being gorgeous. I mean, come on. Look at that. Look at that. Stunning. This is a small plant, nothing crazy. You're not walking in and seeing, you know, a massive leaf. But when you come up here and just look at it, freaking beautiful. I mean, let's be honest with ourselves. Stunning. I've also killed about 4 of these. So this is the first one that's actually thriving and growing. So I'm super excited to see where it goes. My plan is to just have it, this pole extends. That's one reason I kind of enjoy this one, because it's easy to extend. And I just kind of want to keep it extended and just have it kind of grow up one tall vine going up and just see how high we can go until it's time to move. Then probably gonna be a pain. But yes, Syngonium Albo. I think this one also was not expensive, did not break the bank when I bought it. I got it, it was probably half the size of this, and I think I might have spent like $8.99, $9.99 on it. I know a few years ago, these things were through the roof. The original one I think I bought was like a small cutting, and I probably spent like 60 bucks for it. Crazy. But now you can find these all over the place, all over Etsy, Instagram. I see a ton of people giving away cuttings because they do grow so fast. Love this guy. Let's jump back into the philodendrons. Now, some people would say that this might be a little bit of a more uncommon philodendron. And yes, I guess so. It is the Philodendron, I guess, Billietiae, some people like to pronounce it. Some say Billietiae, all depends. But look at this. Gorgeous little guy here. He probably was the most expensive of the bunch when I bought him. He did not have like any of these leaves. He had probably these 4 leaves when I bought him. And I want to say I spent probably 30 bucks for him. So still not bad, especially compared to how expensive these guys used to be. I will say though, you do get bang for your buck. Of course, when these things mature, they can take up a lot of space. You know, these petioles, these can get big, they can get wide, they can take a lot of space up, especially if you do not get them onto a moss pole and you just kind of let them grow. And that's kind of, he was starting to spread. I put him under that grow light back there, which normally when I'm not filming is just like a yellow light, and it was too harsh. So all his leaves turned inwards. They're slowly starting to open back up again. So he does take a little bit more space, and the more leaves he gives me, like this is the newest leaf. And look at the size difference between this one and say this little guy here. So he is maturing pretty fast. By end of summer, I am probably going to have a space for him. He most likely will live up there with my giant staghorn that I like have to just live up there because he's so big. So he will probably live up there too and just kind of be able to sprawl out and live, you know, his best life. But this guy is stunning. Anytime anyone comes over, they're like, what is that? Look at this. Look at this leaf. I mean, come on now. Absolutely stunning. But that is the Philodendron Billietiae. Thriving, easy to care of. I literally water him when he's wet. I mean, when he's dry, and that's it. I don't do anything. I do think he does have a little bit of a pest problem. But again, a lot of that is from the thrip outbreak that I had, where almost my entire collection was wiped out. So that is a story time video coming soon because I almost lost everything, guys. But yes, that is the Philodendron Dendrin. And then let's see, last but not least, okay, this is a jump. This is completely different. Some people might not agree with me, but it's an Antherium. Yes, this is the Antherium Crystallinum. This is the first Antherium I actually ever purchased. I got it as a little teeny weeny seedling. Like, it was microscopic seedling, like that big. I want to say maybe about a year ago, I got 4 of them. 2 survived, this being the one that has shown out the most. I have another one that's living in the cabinet back there. He's probably a quarter of this size. He's just been growing a lot slower. But this guy, I mean, come on. Look at this leaf. For me personally, I will say one of the easier Antheriums to take care of. He does have a new leaf coming in right here. He is in like my chunky aeroid mixture that I have. I pretty much use the same soil mixture for all of my plants. Nothing's in its own special soil. We don't have time for that. Like I said, I live in an apartment, limited on space. If everyone can't use the same stuff, they don't live in this house. I don't have space for 50 different soils and all that fun stuff. So yes, but this is my Antherium Crystallinum. And I mean, look at him. I'm hoping this next leaf is even bigger, but like, look at it. Absolutely gorgeous. He does live in that hutch back there, but he has been out. I've left him out for probably like a month and a half, and nothing has changed. This leaf, it did get a little crispy, but that's bound to happen with Antherium. But for the most part, he does not need to live in that cabinet, especially now, at least in my apartment. I live in Pennsylvania. It's summertime right now. Our normal humidity is about 60%. It is very hot in here right now. I am actually roasting because I turned off all my fans and AC to record this video. And so most of my plants, this feels like a tropical environment, I'm sure. I think my humidity meter says it is 62% humidity and it is 85 degrees in here. So my plants are actually thriving. Tour coming soon. Everything's finally in its home now after my thrip debacle, after all my life messes happening. Everything is in a home, so that will be coming soon. But yes, last but not least, we have this Antherium Crystallinum. Great plant for our apartments, small spaces, doesn't take up a lot of space. I mean, look, he can sit anywhere, but anytime someone comes over, this is the first thing they go to. They see this leaf and they're like, what is that? Come on, what is this? They're interested in it. You know, it's a great, I think, Antherium for starters, for new Antherium starters. They're not gonna break your bank. So if you do lose it, you know, it's not the end of the world, as opposed to some other Antheriums that can definitely run you a pretty penny. So yes, the Antherium Crystallinum is the last one there, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm super excited to be back. Got a lot of things planned, a lot of equipment to take this all to the next level and really take this seriously. So hopefully you guys stick along with the ride this time, and I will see you guys next time, and I am the Plant Vendor.